Smack-a-ma-gob, everybody. Hey, I got me a donation here from Dennis Turney Jr., who wanted me to put REO Speedwagon. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish, versus Night Moves from Bob Seger, which I don't own. I have Stranger in Town, the amazing live bullet. I got a Beautiful Loser, and I got Against the Wind. I think that's all the Bob Seger I own. So yeah, I've never owned Night Moves. So, you know, I know a bunch of the songs from the radio. I've always owned this. I was a big REO Speedwagon fan in the 70s, late 70s, before they became big and like, what do you call, a ballady band. This, they were a hard rock, blue collar band. And I loved it. I loved the REO Speedwagon stuff in the 70s if it did not involve Mike Murphy. I don't like that dude's voice. I can do without those 3 albums because of the dude's voice. But this is great. This actually, which I found kind of odd, it may be bad promotion or whatever. This is the first hit really was the live album, and then the first studio album hit was this. I think the REO album, the one with the cowhide, is much better than this album. That's my opinion. I think that's a fantastic album. But that's a good album too. So let's get this started. We got Rock and Roll Never Forgets versus Roll with the Changes. I love them both, but I'm going to have to give that one to Bob Seger, man. Rock and Roll Never Forgets. That's a good rockin' tune, man. All right, next. Night Moves versus Time for Me to Fly. Both are great, but I think Time for Me to Fly is greater. One of the greatest ballads ever. I love the hell out of that song. Time for Me to Fly rules. All right, next. The Fire Down Below versus Running Blind. Which, by the way, going back to Time for Me to Fly. See, I don't mind REO Speedwagon ballads like that. It's like hard rockin' ballad. The Fire Down Below versus Running Blind. Running Blind rocks, man. But no, I'm giving it to the Fire Down Below. All right, next. Sunburst versus Blazing Your Own Trail. Love them both, but again, I'm going to have to go with Bob Seger on that one. I love that song. All right, next. Sunspot Baby versus Sing to Me. Sunspot Baby is okay. Sing to Me is my favorite song off this album. It wins. Oh, now we flip we flip one of the albums over, so I pick a random album right here. Right here. Alright. Death. Angel. The Evil Divide. This ain't the album that got a Grammy nomination, is it? I think it was the one after this. Good stuff, man. Death Angel, later Death Angel, man, I preferred over everything from early Death Angel, except for the Ultraviolence. That will always be the greatest Death Angel album. But this is a damn fine album. All right. Next. Main Street versus Lucky for You. I'm going to go with Main Street. I love Lucky for You. But Main Street, man, I'll never forget when they played that. When I saw Bob Seger at the Miami Baseball Stadium on the Against the Wind tour. Molly Hatchet was one of the openers. Amazing show, man. And I'll never forget Main Street. When he played Main Street. There was such a vibe in that stadium. Awesome. I'm giving it to Main Street. Alright, next. Come to Papa versus Do You Know Where Your Woman Is Tonight? That's a song that I know sucks. I'm very well aware how much that song sucks. But I still like it. I like stupid songs. People get mad when I tell them they like stupid songs. But hey, I like stupid songs as well. I'm talking to you people that like Smashing Pumpkins 1979. The worst song I've ever heard in my life. See? You like shit that sucks too. We have something in common there. I like Do You Know Where Your Woman Is Tonight? Alright, next. Ship of Fools versus the Unidentified Flying Tuna Trout, which is kind of like their sequel to the Turkey Trot. I'm going to Ship of Fools. I think Ship of Fools is a cool tune, man. Giving it to that. All right, last song. Mary Lou versus Say You Love Me or Say Goodnight. Mary Lou I didn't really like at all. And Say You Love Me or Say Goodnight, it's okay, but I hate when the saxophone comes in. I like when Gary just like move over the saxophone and starts ripping. It's an okay hard rocking song. Never been one of my favorites, but it was a concert staple forever. But until they became a ballady band, then they got rid of that hard rock jazz, man. But Dennis, this is the final score. And there you go, man. Night Moves wins by a lot. So, but I like that REO album. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. You know? What do you think of REO Speedwagon and Death Angel, huh? What's your track by track with these two songs? I ain't gonna do it. You do it. I'm just kidding. You just be yourself and keep kicking ass, all right? Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Dennis Turney Jr. and Melissa. Thank you so much. Dennis was very happy I brought Currently Cranking back. And yeah, I'm already putting some albums aside. It's behind this chair of what's going to be on the next Currently Cranking. You know how I'm doing it? Before, I used to just pick, listen to 10 albums. Now what I'm doing is I'm listening to so many albums, I'm only picking the cream of the crop to talk about Currently Cranking next month. But anyway, again, thank you, Dennis and Melissa. You both rule. And everybody out there, thank you so much for watching. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gaba.